which was Shakespeare. And there's 3 pages in hand D that are Shakespeare's, which is the famous scene where where Moore pleads with the London rabble to have pity on immigrants. And that's the famous reason why we do it every year on May Day. There is another scene that's particularly topical right now about getting your purse picked by a pickpocket when you have a very large amount of money in it and you are someone who ought to know better than to let somebody pickpocket you. I can't think offhand. Who is it that reminds us all of? But that's
talking about. Why don't we get started?
We are getting started by my giving this speech about the play, Kitty. I would like everyone to introduce themselves, if they would. Sorry. I'll go at the top of my screen, Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Finger. I am in Houston, Texas. I am playing, at the moment, the Cavalier, Palmer, the Lady Mayoress, Mistress Roper, the Sheriff 2, Randall, Vanity, a Clerk, and Porter, and perhaps other roles as we go on. Thank you.
Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie Margolis, and I am playing Lady Moore, a Sheriff, Inclination, Sherwin, and a few others.
Mark.
I am Mark in Long Beach.
I am Mark Gehring. Now on this list here, I have Francis de Bard, the Lombard. I also have Palmer. So it looks like there's a mistake here. I also have Palmer. Okay, and then on my list is Robin, Faulkner, Witt, Warder 2 officers. So we both have Palmer, Jennifer, so there's a mistake.
I have Officer 1.
How do you want to do it?
I don't know.
Yeah. You can do it.
You're throwing it to me.
Yeah.
Go for it. Okay, and next we have Angus Hepburn. Wait, you are muted, sir.
Angus Hepburn from London, doing Sir Thomas More.
Stephen.
Yes, hello, good evening. I'm from Chichester, West Sussex. I'm playing Williamson, the recorder, Sir John Mundy, Sergeant Downs, a servant man, and a gentleman porter.
What might your last name be?
Oh, sorry, Stephen Crossley, Crossley. I don't know why it's not on the Sley.
Okay. Kitty.
I'm Kitty Chen. I'm reading Dial, Shrewsbury, Crofts, Player, Bishop of Rochester, and a woman and a butler.
And Mark Bowen.
I am Mark in Long Beach, California. I believe you give me. I'm doing George Betts, Sursby, Kit, Morris, Luggins, Warder number 3. I think who you've given me, and I think since we're missing some people, I'll probably step into some others.
It's everyone will be snagging as they best can the roles of the people who are missing or unable to get good Wi-Fi. I had been hoping to not play any roles except a few words of Sir Thomas More's second daughter, but because I have a scratchy throat. So I hope everybody else will beat me to it as much as possible, please. I'm Eleanor Elizabeth Foreman, play mastering. Is everybody ready to start?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And who would like to read the stage directions?
I'll do it.
Okay, go ahead.
London, a street. Enter at one end John Lincoln with the two Bets together. At the other end enters Frances de Bard and Doll, a lusty woman, he hailing her by the arm.
Whether wilt thou hail me?
Whether I please. Thou art my prize, and I plead purchase of thee.
Purchase of me! Away, ye rascal! I am an honest plain carpenter's wife, and though I have no beauty to like a husband, yet whatsoever is mine scorns to stoop to a stranger. Hand off then when I bid thee.
With me quietly, or I'll compel thee.
Compel me, ye dog's face! Thou thinkst thou hast the goldsmith's wife in hand, whom thou enticest from her husband with all his plate, and when thou turnst her home to him again, madst him like an ass, pay for his wife's board.
So will I make thy husband too, if please me.
Enter cavalier with a pair of doves, Williamson the carpenter, and Sherwin following him.
Here he comes himself. Tell him so if thou darest.
Follow me no further. I say thou shalt not have them.
I bought them in Cheapside and paid my money for them.
Be that so indeed, and you offer him wrong, both to take them from him and not restore him his money either.
If he paid for them, let it suffice that I possess them. Beefs and brews may serve such hinds. Are pigeons meat for a coarse carpenter?
It is hard when English men's patience must be thus jetted on by strangers, and they not dare to revenge their own wrongs.
Lincoln, let's beat them down and bear no more of these abuses.
We may not, Bet. Be patient and hear more.
How now, husband? What, one stranger take thy food from thee, and another thy wife? By Our Lady, flesh and blood, I think, can hardly brook that.
Will this gear never be otherwise? Must these wrongs be thus endured?
Let us step in and help to revenge their injury.
What art thou that talkest of revenge? My lord ambassador shall once more make your mayor have a check if he punish thee for this saucy presumption.
Yeah, indeed, my lord. Mayor, on the ambassador's complaint, sent me to Newgate one day because, against my will, I took the wall of a stranger. You may do anything. The goldsmith's wife and mine now must be at your commandment.
The more patient fools are ye both to suffer it.
Suffer it. Mend it, thou or he, if you can or dare. I tell thee, fellows, and she, were the mayor of London's wife, had I her once in my possession, I would keep her in spite of him that durst say nay.
I tell thee, Lombard, these words should cost thy best cape, were I not curbed by my duty and obedience. The mayor of London's wife. Oh God, shall it be thus?
Why, Bets, am I not as dear to my husband as my lord mayor's wife to him? And wilt thou so neglectfully suffer thine own shame? Oh, hands off, proud stranger, or by him that bought me. If men's milky hearts dare not strike a stranger, yet women beat them down ere they bear these abuses.
Mistress, I say you shall along with me.
Touch not thou, Williamson, lest she lay thee along on God's dear earth. And you, sir, that allow such coarse cates to carpenters, whilst pigeons, which they pay for, must serve your dainty appetite, deliver them back to my husband again, or I'll call so many women to mine assistance as will not leave 1 inch untorn of thee. If our husbands must be bridled by law and forced to bear your wrongs, their wives will be a little lawless and soundly beat thee.
Come away,
The
Bard.
Bard, and let us go complain to my Lord Ambassador.
Aye, go and send him among us, and we'll give him his welcome too. I am ashamed that free-born Englishmen, having beaten strangers within their own homes, should thus be braved and abused by them at home.
It is not our lack of courage in the cause, but the strict obedience that we are bound to. I am the goldsmith whose wrongs you talked about, but how to redress yours or mine own is a matter beyond our abilities. Not so, my good friends. I, though a mean man, a broker by profession, and named John Lincoln, have long time winked at these wild enormities with mighty impatience. And as these two brethren here, Betts by name, can witness with loss of mine own life, we gladly remedy them.
And he is in good forwardness, I tell ye, all hit right.
As how, I prithee? Tell it to Donald Williamson.
You know the spittle sermons begin the next week. I have drawn a bill of our wrongs and the strangest insolences.
Which he means the preachers shall there openly publish in the pulpit.
Oh, but yeah, that would, yeah, Faith, it would tickle our strangers thoroughly.
Aye, and if you men durst not undertake it, before God we women would. Take an honest woman from her husband. Aye, it is intolerable.
But how find ye the preachers affected to our proceedings? Master Dr. Stander hath answered that it becomes not him to move any such thing in his sermon, and tells us we must move the mayor and aldermen to reform it, and doubts not but happy success will ensure on statement of our wrongs. You shall perceive there's no hurt in the bill. Here's a couple of it. I pray you hear it.
With all our hearts, for God's sake, read it.
God's sake, read it.
Oh, to you all, the worshipful lords and masters of this city, that will take compassion over the poor people, your neighbors, and also of the great improbable hurts, losses, and hindrances whereof proceed extreme poverty to all the king's subjects that inhabit within the city and suburbs of the same. For so it is that aliens and strangers eat the bread from the fatherless children, and take the living from all the artifices, and the intercourse from all the merchants, whereby poverty is so much increased, that every man bewaileth the misery of other. For craftsmen be brought to beggary, and merchants to neediness. Wherefore, the premises considered, the redress must be of the common knit and united to one part. And as the hurt and damage grieveth all men, so must all men see to their willing power for remedy, and not suffer the said aliens in their wealth, and the natural-born men of this region to come to confusion.
Before God, 'tis excellent, and I'll maintain the suit to be honest.
Well, Sages is read. What is your further meaning in the matter?
What? Mary, listen to me. No doubt, but this will store us with friends anew, whose names we will closely keep in writing, and on May Day next in the morning we'll go forth a-Maying, but make it the worst May Day for the strangers that ever they saw. How say ye? Do ye subscribe, or are ye faint-hearted revolters?
Hold thee, George Betts. There's my hand and my heart. By the Lord, I'll make a captain among ye, and do somewhat to be talked of forever after.
Masters, here we part. Let's friendly go and drink together and swear true secrecy upon our lives.
There spake an angel. Come, let us along then.
Act 1, Scene 2. London, Session House. An arras is drawn, and behind it, as in session, sits the Lord Mayor, Justice Sherby, and other justices, Sheriff Moore and the other sheriff sitting by. Smart is the plaintiff, Lifter the prisoner at the bar, together with recorder and officers.
Having dispatched our weightier businesses, we may give ear to petty felonies. Master Sheriff Moore, what is this fellow?
My lord, he stands indicted for a purse. He has been tried. The jury is together.
Who sent him in?
That did I, my lord. Had he had right, he had been hanged at this, the only captain of the cutpurse crew.
What is his name?
As his profession is lifter, my lord, one that can lift a purse right cunningly.
And is that he accuses him?
The same, my lord, whom by your honour's leave I must say somewhat too, because I find in some respects he is well worthy blame.
Good Master Justice Shrewsbury, speak your mind. We are well pleased to give you audience.
Hear me, smart. Thou art a foolish fellow, if lifter be convicted by the law, as I see not how the jury can acquit him. I'll stand to it, thou art guilty of his death.
My lord, that's worthy the hearing.
Listen then, good Master Moore.
I tell thee plain, it is a shame for thee, with such a sum to tempt necessity. No less than 10 pounds, sir, will serve your turn to carry in your purse about with ye, to crake and brag in taverns of your money. I promise ye, a man that goes abroad with an intent of truth, meeting such a booty, may be provoked to that he never meant. What makes so many pilferers and felons, but such fond baits that foolish people laid attempts the needy miserable wretch? 10 pounds, odd money, this is a pretty sum to bear about, which were more safe at home. For God, 'twere well to fine ye as much more. To the relief of the poor prisoners, to teach ye, be more careful of your own. In sooth, I say ye were but rightly served, if ye had lost as much as twice 10 pounds.
Good my lord, soothe a point or two for once, only to try conclusions in this case.
Consent, good Master Moore. We'll rise a while, and till the jury can return their verdict, walk in the garden. How say ye, justices?
We like it well, my lord. We'll follow ye.
The Lord Mayor and the justices exit. Nay, plaintiff, go you too, and officers. Stand you aside and leave the prisoner to me a while. Lifter, come hither.
What is your worship's pleasure?
Sirrah, you know that you are known to me, and I have often saved ye from this place since first I came in office. Thou seest, beside that Justice Shrewsbury is thy heavy friend. By all the blame that he pretends to smart for tempting thee with such a sum of money. I tell thee what, devise me but a means to pick or cut his purse, and on my credit, and as I am a Christian and a man, I will procure thy pardon for that jest.
Good Master Shreve, seek not my overthrow. You know, sir, I have many heavy friends, and more indictments like to come upon me. You are too deep for me to deal with all. You are known to be one of the wisest men that is in England. I pray ye, Master Sheriff, go not about to undermine my life.
Lifter, I am a true subject to my king. Thou much mistake me, and, for thou shalt not think I mean by this to hurt thy life at all, I will maintain the act when thou hast done it. Thou knowest there are such matters in my hands, as if I pleased to give them to the jury, I should not need this way to circumvent thee. All that I aim at is a merry jest. Perform it, Lifter, and expect my best.
I thank your worship. God preserve your life. But Master Justice Shrewsbury is gone in. I know not how to come near where he is.
Let me alone for that. I'll be thy setter. I'll send him hither to thee presently, under the colour of thine own request, of private matters to acquaint him with.
If you do so, sir, then let me alone. 40 to 1, but then his purse is gone.
Well said. But see that thou diminishest not 1 penny of the money, but give it me. It is the cunning act that credits thee.
I will, good Master Sheriff, I assure ye. I see the purpose of this gentleman is but to check the folly of the justice for blaming others in a desperate case, wherein he himself may fall as soon as any. To save my life, it is a good adventure. Silence there, ho! But now doth the justice enter.
Now, sirrah, now, what is your will with me? Wilt thou discharge thy conscience like an honest man? What sayest to me, sirrah? Be brief, be brief.
As brief, sir, as I can. If ye stand fair, I will be brief anon.
Speak out, and mumble not. What sayest thou, sirrah?
Sir, I am charged, as God be my comfort, with more than's true.
Sir, ye are indeed with more than's true, for you are flatly charged with felony. You are charged with more than truth, and that is theft. More than a true man should be charged with all. Thou art a varlet, that's no more than true. Trifle not with me. Do not, sirrah, confess but what thou knowest. I ask no more.
There be, sir, there be, if it shall please your worship.
There be, varlet, what be there? Tell me what there be. Come off or on, there be. What be there, knave?
There be, sir, divers very cunning fellows, that while you stand and look them in the face will have your purse.
Thou art an honest knave. Tell me, what are they? Where they may be caught? Aye, those are they I look for.
You talk of me, sir. Alas, I am a puny. There's a one indeed goes by my name. He puts down all for purses. He'll steal your worship's purse under your nose.
Ha ha! Art thou so sure, varlet? Well, be as familiar as thou wilt, my knave. 'Tis this I long to know.
And you shall have your longing ere ye go. This furlough, sir, perhaps will meet ye thus, or thus, or thus, and in kind compliment pretend acquaintance somewhat doubtfully, and these embraces serve
Aye, merry lifter, wherefore serve they?
only to feel whether you go full under sail or no, or that your lading be aboard your bark.
In plainer English, lifter, if my purse be stored or no.
Ye have it, sir.
Excellent.
Then, sir, you cannot but for manners' sake walk on with him, for you would have walked your way, alleging either you have much forgotten or he mistakes you.
But in this time has he my purse or no?
Not yet, sir. Fie! No, nor I have not yours.
Enter the Lord Mayor, etc.
Stephen Crossley?
Yeah.
When you're not in the scene, you turn your camera off.
Okay. Let me mute for a minute. I'll do this. Stop video. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Go on.
Left us down. What page are you on? Go on. Where'd you go?
We're on page 14.
But it's
Lifters.
Now we must be.
But now we must forbear my lord's return.
a murren on it. Lifter, will more anon. Aye, thou sayest true, there are shrewd knaves indeed. But let them gull me, widgeon me, rook me, fought me. I'faith, they are too short for me. Knaves and fools meet when purses go. Wise men look to their purses well enough.
Lifter, is it done?
Done, Master Shreve, and there it is.
Then build upon my word, I'll save thy life.
Lifter, stand to the bar. The jury have returned the guilty. They must die. According to the custom, look to it, Master Shreve.
Then, gentlemen, as you are wont to do, because as yet we have no burial place, what charity your meanings to bestow toward burial of the prisoners now condemned, let it be given. There's first for me.
And there for me.
And there for me.
Body of me, my purse is gone.
Gone, sir? What, here? How can that be?
Against all reason, sitting on the bench?
Lifter, I talked with you. You have not lifted me.
Respect ye me, sir? Oh, what a world is this?
But hear ye, Master Shrewsbury, ye are sure that you had a purse about ye?
Sure, Master Shreve, as sure as you are there, and in £7 odd money on my faith.
£7? Odd money? What, were you so mad, being a wise man and a magistrate, to trust your purse with such a liberal sum? £7? Odd money? For God, it is a shame, with such a sum to tempt necessity. I promise you, a man that goes abroad with an intent of truth, meeting such a booty, may be wrought to that he never thought. What makes so many pilferers and felons but these fond baits that people lay to tempt the needy, miserable wretch? Should he be taken now that has your purse, I'll stand to it. You are guilty of his death. Forget questionless he would be cast by law. 'Twere a good deed to fine you as much more to the relief of the poor prisoners, to teach you to lock your money up at home.
Well, Master Moore, you are a merry man. I find ye, sir, I find ye well enough.
Nay, you shall see, sir, trusting this your money, and lift her here in trial for the case, but that the poor man is a prisoner. It would now be suspected that he had it. Thus may you see what mischief often comes by the fond carriage of such needless sums.
Believe me, Master Shrewsbury, this is strange. You, being a man so settled in assurance, will fall in that which you condemned another.
Well, Master Shrewsbury, here's your purse again, and all your money. Fear nothing of more. Wisdom still keeps the mean and locks the door. Act 1, Scene 3, London Estate Apartment. Enter the Earls of Shrewsbury and Surrey, Sir Thomas Palmer, and Sir George Cholmondeley.
Is there a Shrewsbury?
Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury is Kitty.
Sorry. Is there a Shrewsbury?
Shrewsbury is Kitty.
Okay.
There we go. My Lord of Surrey and Sir Thomas Palmer, might I with patience tempt your grave advice? I tell ye true, that in these dangerous times I do not like this frowning vulgar brow. My searching eye did never entertain a more distracted countenance of grief than I have late observed in the displeased commons of a city.
'Tis strange that from his princely clemency, so well a tempered mercy and grace to all the aliens in this fruitful land, that this high-crested insolence should spring from them that breathe from his majestic bounty, that fatten with the traffic of our country already leaps into his subject's face.
Yet Sherwin, hindered to commence his suit against debarred by the ambassador, by supplication made unto the king, who, having first enticed away his wife, and got his plate near worth £400, to grieve some wronged citizens that found this vile disgrace oft cast into their teeth. Of late sued Sherwin and arrested him for money for the boarding of his wife.
The Monet Bard, that using Sherwin's goods doth ask him interest for the occupation. I like not that, my Lord of Shrewsbury. He's ill-bested that leads a well-paced horse unto a man that will not find him meet.
My Lord of Surrey will be pleasant still.
I, being then employed by your honours to stay the broil that fell about the same, where by persuasion I enforced the wrongs and urged the grief of the displeased city, he answered me, and with a solemn oath, that if he had the mayor of London's wife, he would keep her in despite of any English.
'Tis good, Sir Thomas, then, for you and me. Your wife is dead, and I a bachelor. If no man can possess his wife alone, I am glad, Sir Thomas Palmer, I have none.
If I take a wife, I shall find her meet.
And reason good, Sir Roger Cholmondeley, too. If these hot Frenchmen needsily will have sport, they should in kindness yet defray the charge. 'Tis hard when men possess our wives in quiet, yet leave us in to discharge their diet.
My lord, our couture shall not use the market for our provision, but some stranger now will take the vitals from him he hath bought. A carpenter, as I was late informed, who, having bought a pair of doves in cheap, immediately a Frenchman took them from him and beat the poor man for resisting him. And when the fellow did complain his wrongs, he was severely punished for his labor.
But if the English blood be once but up, as I perceive their hearts already full, I fear me much before their spleens be cold. Some of these saucy aliens for their pride will pay for it soundly, wheresoever it lights. This tide of rage that with the eddy strives, I fear me much will drown too many lives.
Now, for God, their honors, pardon me. Men of your place and greatness are to blame. I tell ye true, my lords, in that his majesty is not informed of this base abuse, and daily wrongs are offered to his subjects, for if he were, I know his gracious wisdom would soon redress it.
Enter a messenger.
Sirrah, what news?
None good, I fear.
My lord, ill news and worse, I fear, will follow if speedily it be not looked unto. The city is in an uproar, and the mayor is threatened. If he come out of his house, a number of poor artificers are up in arms and threaten to avenge their wrongs.
We feared what this would come into. This follows on the doctor's publishing the bill of wrongs in public at the Spittal.
The daft Dr. Beale may chance beshrew himself for reading of the bill.
Let us go gather forces to the mayor for quick suppressing this rebellious rot.
Now I bethink myself of Master Moore, one of the sheriffs, a wise and learned man, and in especial favor with the people. He backed with other grave and sober men may by his gentle and persuasive speech perhaps prevail more than we can with power.
Believe me, but your honor well advises. Let us make haste, for I do greatly fear some of their graves this morning's work will bear.
And they exit. Act 2, Scene 1, Cheapside. Enter 3 or 4 apprentices of trades with a pair of cudgels.
Come, lay down the cudgels. Ho, Robin, you met us well at Bunhill to have you with us a maid this morning.
Thanks, Harry. The head drawer at the mitre by the great conduit called me up, and we went to breakfast into St. Anne Lane. But come, it begins in good faith. I am clean out of practice. When wast at Gart School, Harry?
Not this great while, never since I brake his usher's head, when he played his scholars prize at the Star in Bread Street. I use all to George Philpotts at Dowgate. He's the best backswordman in England.
Bait me an ace of that, quoth Bolton.
I'll not bait ye a pin on it, sir, for by this cudgel 'tis true.
I will cudgel that opinion out of ye. You break an usher's head, sir.
Aye, marry, did I, sir?
I am very glad on't. You shall break mine too, when ye can.
Sarah, I prithee, what art thou?
Why, I am apprentice as thou art. Seest thou now? I'll play with thee at blunt here in Cheapside, and when thou hast done, if thou beest angry, I'll fight with thee at Sharp and Moore's fields. I have a sword to serve my turn in a favor. Come, Julie, to serve.
Act 2, Scene 2, St. Martin's le Grand. Enter Lincoln, 2 Betsy's, Williamson, Sherwin, and others armed. Doll in a shirt of mail, a headpiece, sword and buckler, a crew attending.
Come, we'll tickle their turnips, we'll butter their boxes. Shall strangers rule the roost? Yes, but we'll baste the roost. Come, a flaunt.
Brother, give me place, and hear John Lincoln speak.
I, Lincoln, my leader, and Doll, my true breeder, with the rest of our crew, shall ran, do what they can. Shall we be bobbed, brave it? No. Shall we be held under? No. We are freeborn and do take scorn to be used so.
Cease there, I say. Hear Captain Lincoln speak. Keep silence till we know his mind at large.
Then largely deliver, speak bully, he that presumes to interrupt me in thy oration, list for him.
Then, gallant bloods, you whose free souls do scorn to bear the enforced wrongs of aliens, add rage to resolution. Fire the houses of these audacious strangers. This is St. Martin's, and yonder dwells Mutus, a wealthy Picardy at the Green Gate, de Bard, Peter van Huckle, Adrian Martin, with many more outlandish fugitives. Shall these enjoy more privilege than we in our own country? Let's then become their slave. Since justice keeps not them in greater awe, we be ourselves rough ministers at law.
Use no more swords, nor no more words, but fire the houses. Brave Captain Courageous, fire me their houses.
Aye, for we may as well make bonfires on May Day as at midsummer. We'll alter the day in the calendar and set it down in flaming letters. Ha ha!
Stay! No, that would be much endanger the whole city, whereto I would not the least prejudiced.
No, nor I neither. So may mine own house be burned for company. I'll tell you what, we'll drag the strangers into more fields, and there bombast them till they stink again.
That's soon done, for they smell for fear already.
Let some of us into the strangers' houses, and if we find them there, then bring them forth.
But if we bring them forth ere we find them, I'll ne'er allow that.
No Mars for thy honor, Dutch or French, so it be a wench, I'll upon her.
Sherwin and some of the men exit.
Now, lads, sure shall we labour in our safety. I hear the mayor hath gathered men in arms, and that Shreve council in at Ludgate. Force now must take our peace, or else we fall. 'Twill soon be known we are the principal.
And what of that? If thou be'st afraid, husband, go home again and hide thy head. For by the Lord, I'll have a little sport, now we are at it.
Let's stand upon our swords, and if they come, receive them as if they were our enemies.
Enter Sherwin and the rest.
A purchase, we have found.
What?
Nothing. Not a French Fleming nor a Fleming French to be found, but all fled, in plain English.
Oh no, have you found any? No, not one, they all fled. Then fire the houses, that the mayor being busy about the quenching of them, we may escape. Burn down their kennels, let us straight away, lest this day prove to us an ill May day.
Oh, fire, I'll be the first. If hanging come, 'tis welcome, that's the worst.
Act 2, Scene 3. The Guildhall. Enter at one door Sir Thomas Moore and Lord Mayor, at another door Sir John Munday Burt.
What, Sir John Munday, are you hurt?
A little knock, my lord. There was even now a sort of apprentice playing at cuddles. I did command them to their masters' houses, but now, I fear me, they're gone to join with Lincoln, Sherwin, and their dangerous train.
The captains of this insurrection have taken themselves to arms, and came but now to both the counters, where they have released sundry indebted prisoners. And from thence I hear that they are gone to St. Martin's, where they intend to offer violence to the amazed Lombards. Therefore, my lord, if we expect the safety of the city, 'tis time that force or parley do encounter with these displeased men. Enter a messenger.
How now? What news?
My lord, the rebels have broke open Newgate, from whence they've delivered many prisoners, but both felons and notorious murderers that desperately cleave to their lawless train.
Up with the drawbridge. Gather some forces to Cornell and Cheapside. And gentlemen, if diligence be weighed on every side, a quiet ebb will follow this rough tide.
Enter Shrewsbury, Surrey, Palmer, and Cholmondeley.
Lord Mayor, His Majesty, receiving notice of this most dangerous insurrection, has sent my Lord of Surrey and myself, Sir Thomas Palmer, and our followers to add unto your forces our best means for pacifying of this mutiny. In God's name, then, set on with happy speed. The king laments if one true subject bleed.
I hear they mean to fire the Lombard's houses. Oh, power, what art thou in a madman's eyes? Thou makest the plodding idiot bloody wise.
My lords, I doubt not, but we will appease with a calm breath this flux of discontent, to call them to a parley, questionless.
Pray all out good. 'Tis well said, Master Moore.
Let's to these simple men, for many sweat under this act that knows not the law's debt which hangs upon their lives. For silly men plod on, they know not how, like a fool's pen. That ending shows not to any sentence writ, linked but to common reason or slightest wit. These follow for no harm, but yet incur self-penalty with those that raise this stir. In God's name, on to calm our private foes with breath of gravity, not dangerous blows. Act 2, Scene 4, St. Martin's Gate. Enter Lincoln, Doll, Clown, George Betts, Williamson, others, and a sergeant-at-arms.
Peace, hear me. He that will not see a red herring and a harried groat, butter at 11 pence a pound, meal at 9 shillings a bushel, and beef at 4 nobles a stone, list to me.
It will come to that pass if strangers be suffered. Mark him.
Our country is a great eating country. Ergo, they eat more in our country than they do in their own.
Why, a halfpenny loaf a day, try, wait.
They bring in strange roots, which is merely to the undoing of poor prentices. For what's a sorry parsnip to a good heart?
Trash, trash. They breed sore eyes, and 'tis enough to infect the city with palsy.
Nay, it has infected it with the palsy, for these bastards of dung, as you know they grow in dung, have infected us, and it is our infection will make the city shake, which partly comes from the eating of parsnips.
True, and pumpkins together.
What do you say to the mercy of the king? Do you refuse it?
You would have us upon this, would you? No, marry. Do we not? We accept the king's mercy, but we will show no mercy upon the strangers.
The simplest things that ever stood in such a question.
How say ye now, prentices? Prentice is simple. Down with him!
Prentice is simple. Prentice is simple.
Into the Lord Mayor, Surrey, Shrewsbury, and Moore.
Hold! In the king's name, hold!
Friends, masters, countrymen.
Peace! How? Peace! I charge you keep the peace!
My masters, countrymen.
The noble Earl of Shrewsbury, let's hear him.
We'll hear the Earl of Surrey.
The Earl of Shrewsbury.
We'll hear both. 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 Both.
I say peace. Are you men of wisdom, or what are you? What? You will have them, but not men of wisdom?
Will not hear my Lord of Surrey. No, no, no. Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury.
While they are on the bank of their obedience, thus will they bear down all things.
Sheriff Moore speak. Shall we hear Sheriff Moore speak?
Let's hear him. I keeps a plentiful shrivelry, and I made my brother Arthur Watson Surrey and saves yeoman. Let's hear Shreve Moore.
Shreve Moore. More. Shreve Moore.
By the rule you have among yourselves, command your audience.
Surrey. Surrey. More.
Peace. Silence.
Peace. Silence. Peace.
A plague on them. They will not hold their peace. The duel cannot rule them.
Then what a rough and riotous charge have you to lead those that the duel cannot rule? Good masters, hear me speak.
Aye, by the mass will we. More, thou art a good housekeeper, and I thank thy good worship for my brother Arthur Watkins.
Peace, peace.
Look, what you do
Peace,
offend you
peace.
cry upon. That is the peace. Not one of you here present hath here such fellows lived when you were babes that could have topped the peace as now you would, the peace wherein you have till now grown up, had been ta'en from you, and the bloody times could not have brought you to the state of men. Alas, poor things, what is it you have got, although we grant you get the thing you seek?
Marry, the removing of the strangers, which cannot choose but much advantage the poor handicrafts of the city.
Grant them removed, and grant that this your noise hath chid down all the majesty of England. Imagine that you see the wretched strangers, their babies at their backs, and their poor luggage plodding to the ports and costs of transportation, and that you sit as kings in your desires, authority quite silent by your brawl, and you in ruff of your opinions closed. What had you got? I'll tell you. You had taught how insolence and strong hand should prevail, how order should be quelled, and by this pattern not one of you should live an aged man. For other ruffians, as their fancies wrought with self-same hand, self-reasons, and self-right, would shark on you, and men, like ravenous fishes, would feed on one another.
Before God, that's as true as the gospel.
Nay, this is a sound failure. I tell you, let's mark him.
Let me set up before your thoughts, good friends, on supposition which, if you will mark, you shall perceive how horrible a shape your innovation bears. First, 'tis a sin which oft the apostle did forewarn us of, urging obedience to authority, and 'twere no error if I told you all you were in arms against your God himself.
Marry, God forbid that.
Certainly you are. For to the king God hath his office lent, of dread, of justice, power, and command, hath bid him rule and willed you to obey, and to add ampler majesty to this, he hath not only lent the king his figure, his throne and sword, but given him his own name, called him a god on earth. Why do you then, rising against him that God himself installs, but rise against God? What do you to your souls in doing this? Oh, desperate as you are, wash your foul minds with tears, and those same hands that you like rebels lift against the peace, lift up for peace, and your unreverent knees make them your feet to kneel to be forgiven. Tell me about this. What rebel captain as mutinies or incident by his name can still the rout? Who will obey a traitor? Or how can well that proclamation sound when there is no addition but a rebel to qualify a rebel? Who put down strangers, kill them, cut their throats, possess their houses, and lead the majesty of law in line, to slip him like a hound. Say, now the king, as he is clement, if the offender mourn, should so much come to short of your great trespass, as but to banish you. Whither would you go? What country, by the nature of your error, should give you harbour? Go you to France or Flanders, to any German province, to Spain or Portugal, nay, anywhere that not adheres to England? Why, you must needs be strangers. Would you be pleased to find a nation of such barbarous temper, that breaking out in hideous violence would not afford you an abode on earth? What, whet their detested knives against your throats, spurn you like dogs, and like as if that God owed not nor made not you, nor that the claimants were not all appropriate to your comforts, but chartered unto them? What would you think to be thus used? This is the stranger's case, and this your mountainish inhumanity.
Faith says true. Let's do as we may be done to.
Be done to.
will be ruled by you, Master Moore. It shall stand our friend to procure our pardon.
Submit you to these noble gentlemen. Entreat their mediation to the king. Give up yourselves to form. Obey the magistrate. And there's no doubt but mercy may be found if you so seek. To persist in it is present death. But if you yield yourselves, no doubt what punishment you in simplicity have incurred, His Highness in mercy will most graciously pardon.
We yield
Yield
and
and
desire
desire
His
His Highness'
Highness's
mercy.
Desire His
mercy.
Highness mercy.
No doubt His Majesty will grant it you, but you must yield to go to several prisons till that His Highness will be further known.
Most
Willingly, whether you will have us.
will have us. Lord Mayor, let them be sent to several prisons, and there in any case be well entreated. My Lord of Surrey, please you to take horse and ride to Cheapside, where the aldermen are with their several companies in arms. Will them to go unto their several wars, both for the stay of Firth mutiny, and for the apprehending of such persons as shall contend.
I go, my noble lord.
Surrey exits.
Will straight go tell His Highness these good news. With all Shreve Moore, I'll tell him how your breath hath ransomed many a subject from sad death.
Exit Shrewsbury and Chumley.
Lincoln and Sherwin, you shall both to Newgate, the rest unto the counters.
Oh, guard them hence. A little breath well spent cheats expectation in his fairest event.
Well, Sheriff Moore, thou hast done more with thy good words than all they could with their weapons. Give me thy hand. Keep thy promise now for the king's pardon, or by the Lord I'll call thee a plain coney catcher.
Farewell, Shrevemore, and as we yield by thee, so make our peace, then thou dealest honestly.
Aye, and save us from the gallows, else the devil's double honesty.
And they're led away.
Master Shrevemore, you have preserved the city from a most dangerous, fierce commotion. For if this limb of riot here in St. Martin's had joined with other branches of the city that did begin to kindle, 'twould have bred great rage. That rage much murder would have fed. Not steel, but eloquence hath wrought this good. You have redeemed us from much threatened blood.
My lord and brethren, what I hear have spoke my country's love, and next the city's care enjoined me to, which since it thus prevails, think God hath made weak Moore his instrument to stalwart seditions, to thwart sedition's violent intent. I think 'twere best, my lord, some 2 hours hence we meet at the guild hall, and there determine that through every ward the watch be clad in armour, but especially proud that at the city gates selected men, substantial citizens, do ward tonight for fear of further mischief.
It shall be so. But yon methinks my lord of Shrewsbury.
My lord, His Majesty sends loving thanks to you, your brethren, and his faithful subjects, your careful citizens. But, Master Moore, to you a rougher, yet as kind, a salutation. A knight's creation is this knightly steel. Rise up, Sir Thomas Moore.
I thank his highness for thus honouring me.
This is but first taste of his princely favor. But it hath pleased his high majesty, noting your wisdom and deserving merit, to put this staff of honor in your hand, for he hath chose you of his privy council.
My lord, for to deny my sovereign's bounty were to drop precious stones into the heaps whence they first came. To urge my imperfections in excuse were all as stale as custom. No, my lord, my service is my king's. Good reason why, since life or death hangs on our sovereign's arm.
His Majesty hath honoured much the city in this his princely choice.
My lord and brethren, though I depart for court, my love shall rest with you as heretofore a faithful guest. I now must sleep in court. Sound sleeps forbear. The chamberlain to state is public care. Yet In this rising of my private blood, my studious thoughts shall tend the city's good. Enter Crofts.
How now, Crofts? What's news?
My Lord Highness sends express command that a record be entered of this riot, and that the chief and capital offenders be thereon straight arraigned. For himself intends to sit in person on the rest tomorrow at Westminster.
Lord Mayor, you hear your charge. Come, good Sir Thomas More, to court that's high. You are the appeaser of this mutiny.
My lord, farewell. New days begets new tides. Life whirls about fate, then to a grave it slides. And they exit severally. Act 3, Scene 1. Cheapside, enter Master Sheriff and meet a messenger.
Messenger, what news?
Is execution yet performed?
Not yet. The carts stand ready at the stairs, and they shall presently away to Tyburn.
Stay, Master Shreve. It is the council's pleasure for more example in so bad a case. A gibbet be erected in Cheapside, hard by the standard, whether you must bring Lincoln and those that were the chief with him to suffer death, and that immediately.
It shall be done, sir.
Exit.
Officers, be speedy. Call for a gibbet. See it be erected. Others make haste to Newgate. Bid them bring the prisoners hither, for they are here must die. Away, I say, and see no time be slacked.
We go, sir.
Exit some severally, others set up the gibbet.
That's well said, fellow. Now you do your duty. God, for his pity, help these troublous times. The streets stopped up with gazing multitudes. Command our armed officers with halberds. Make way for entrance of the prisoners. Let proclamation once again be made that every householder on pain of death keep in his prentices, and every man stand with a weapon ready at his door, as he will answer to the contrary. I'll see you done, sir. Bring them away to execution. The writ has come about 2 hours since. The city will be fined for this neglect.
There's such a pressing multitude at Newgate. They cannot bring the carts onto the stairs to take the prisoners in.
Then let them come on foot. We may not dally time with great command.
Some of the bench, sirs, think it very fit that stay be made, and give it out abroad the execution is deferred until morning, and when the streets shall be a little clear, to chain them up and suddenly dispatch it.
Stay. In meantime, methinks they come along. See, they are coming. So 'tis very well. Bring Lincoln there, the first unto the tree.
Eye for eye, cry loud, sir.
I knew the first, sir, did belong to me. This the old proverb, now complete, doth make, that Lincoln should be hanged for London's sake. For God's name, let us to work. Fellow dispatch. I was the foremost man in this rebellion, and I the foremost that must die for it.
Bravely, John Lincoln, let thy death express that as thou livest a man, thou diest no less.
Oh, thou, Williamson, thy eyes shall witness it. Then to all you that come to view mine end, I must confess I had no ill intent, but against such as wronged us overmuch, and now I can perceive it was not fit that private men should carve out their redress, which way they list. No, learn it now by me. Obedience is the best in each degree, and asking mercy meekly of my king. I patiently submit me to the law, but God forgive them that were cause of it. And as a Christian, truly from my heart, I likewise crave they would forgive me too, as freely as I do forgive their wrong, that others by example of the same henceforth be warned to attempt the like against any alien that repaireth hither. Fare you well all. The next time that we meet, I trust in heaven we shall each other greet.
Farewell, John Lincoln.
Stay on.
Thou livest a good fellow and diest an honest man.
would I were so fair on my journey. The first stretch is the worst, methinks.
Bring Williamson there forward.
Good Master Shreve, I had an earnest suit, and as you are a man, deny it me not.
Woman, what is it? Be it my power, thou shalt obtain it.
Let me die next, sir. That is all I crave. You know not what a comfort you shall bring to my poor heart to die before my husband.
Bring her to death. She shall have her desire.
Sir, and I have a suit for you too.
What is it?
That as you have hanged Lincoln first and will hang her next, so will you not hang me at all.
No. You set up the counter gates, and you must hang for the folly.
Well then, so much for it.
Sir, your free bounty much contents my mind. Commend me to that good Shreve Master Moore, and tell him, had it not been for his persuasion, John Lincoln had not hung here as he does. We would first have locked us up in Leadenhall, and there been burned to ashes with the roof.
Woman, what Master Moore did was a subject's duty, and hath so pleased our gracious lord the king, that he is hence removed to higher place, and made of counsel to his majesty.
Well is he worthy of it, by my troth, an honest, wise, well-spoken gentleman. Yet would I praise his honesty much more if he had kept his word and saved our lives. But let that pass. Men are but men, and so words are but words, and pays not what men owe. You, husband, since perhaps the world may say that through my means thou comest thus to thy end, here I begin this cup of death to thee, because thou shalt be sure to taste no worse than I have taken that must go before thee. What though I be a woman? That's no matter. I do owe God a death, and I must pay him. Husband, give me thy hand. Be not dismayed. This chair being chaired, then all our debt is paid. Only 2 little babes we leave behind us, and all I can bequeath them at this time is but the love of some good, honest friend to bring them up in charitable sort. What masters! He goes upright and never halts, and they may live to mend their parents' faults.
Why, well said, wife, ye faith thou cheerest my heart. Give me thy hand, let's kiss, and so let's part.
He kisses her on the ladder.
The next kiss, Williamson, shall be in heaven. Now, surely, lads, George bets a hand with thee, and thine too, Raff, and thine, good honest Sherwin. Now let me tell the women of this town, no stranger yet brought doll to lying down. So long as I an Englishman can see, nor French nor Dutch shall get a kiss of me. And when I am dead, for me yet say, I dined in scorn to be a stranger's prey.
Great shout and noise, cries of pardon, pardon. Room for the Earl of Surrey, room there, room, and Surrey enters.
Save the man's life if it be possible. It is too late, my lord. He's dead already. I tell you, Master Sheriff, you are too forward to make such haste with men unto their death. I think your pains will merit little thanks, since that his highness is so merciful as not to spill the blood of any subject. My noble lord, we so much had known the council's warrant hastened our dispatch. It had not else been done so suddenly. Sir Thomas More humbly upon his knee did beg the lives of all, since on his word they did so gently yield. The king hath granted it, and made him Lord High Chancellor of England, accordingly as he worthily deserves. Since Lincoln's life cannot be had again, then for the rest, from my dread sovereign's lips, I have pronounced free pardon for them all.
God save the king.
God save the king. My Lord,
From the Earl of Surrey. And God, the doll desires this from her very heart. More's name may live for this right noble part. And whensoever we talk of ill May Day, praise more.
In hope his highness's clemency and mercy, which in the arms of mild and meek compassion would rather clip you, as the loving nurse oft doth the wayward infant, than to leave you to the sharp rod of justice, so to draw you to such lewd assemblies as beget unlawful riots and such treacherous acts, that striking with the hand of private hate, maim your dear country with a public wound. O God, that mercy whose majestic brow should be unwrinkled, and that awful justice which looketh through a veil of sufferance upon the frailty of the multitude, should with the clamors of outrageous wrongs be stirred and wakened thus to punishment. But your deserved death he doth forgive, who gives you life. Pray all he long may live.
God save
the king. God save the king.
God save the king.
Lord Chancellor,
and the Earl of Surrey.
The exit. Act 3, Scene 2. Chelsea, a room in Moore's house. A table covered with a green carpet, a state cushion on it, and a purse and mace lying thereon. Enter Sir Thomas More. It is in heaven that I am thus and thus, and that which we profanely term our fortunes is the provision of the power above, fitted and shaped just to that strength of nature which we are born withal. Good God, good go, that I from such an humble bench of mirth should step as 'twere up to my country's head, and give the law out there. I in my father's life to take prerogative and tithe of knees from elder kinsmen, and him bind by my place to give the smooth and dexter way to me, that owe it him by nature. Sure, these things, not physic by respect, might turn our blood to much corruption, but the more thou hast either of honour, office, wealth, and calling, which might excite thee to embrace and hub them, the more do thou in serpents' natures think them. Fear their gay skins with thoughts of their sharp state, and let this be thy maxim: to be great is when the thread of heyday is once spun, a bottom great wound up, great undone. Come on, sir, are you ready?
Yes, my lord, I stand but on a few points. I shall have done presently. Before God, I have practiced your lordship's shift so well that I think I shall grow proud, my lord.
'Tis fit thou shouldst wax proud, or else thou ne'er be near allied to greatness. Observe me, sirrah, the learned clerk Erasmus is arrived within our English court. Last night I hear he feasted with our honoured English poet, the Earl of Surrey, and I learn today the famous clerk of Rotterdam will visit Sir Thomas More. Therefore, sir, take my seat. You are Lord Chancellor. Dress your behaviour and according to my carriage, but beware you talk not over much, for 'twill betray thee. Who prates not much seems wise. His wit few scan, while the tongue blabs tales of the imperfect. Man, I'll see if great Erasmus can distinguish merit and outward ceremony.
If I do not serve a share for playing of your lordship well, let me be yeoman usher to your sumpter and be banished from wearing a gold chain forever.
Well, sir, I'll hire down motion, act my part with a firm boldness, and thou winst my heart. Enter the Shreve with Faulkner, a ruffian, and officers. How now? What's the matter?
Tug me not, I'm no bear. Lord, if all the dogs in Paris garden hung at my tail, I'll shake 'em off with this, that he'll appear before no king christen but my good Lord Chancellor.
No christen you, sirrah. Bring him forward.
And now, what tumults make you?
The absurd heavens protect my noble Lord Chancellor.
What fellow's this?
A ruffian, my lord, that has set half the city in an uproar.
My lord.
There was a fray in Paternoster Row, and because they would not be parted, the street was choked up with carts.
My noble lord, Pania Ally's throat was open.
Sarah, hold your peace.
I'll prove the street was not choked, but is as well as ever it was, since it was a street.
Stella was a principal broacher of the broil.
What? I broached none. I was broached and half run out before I had a lick at it.
And would be brought before no justice but your honor.
I am paled, my noble lord.
No ear to choose for every trivial noise but mine, and in so full a time? Away, you wrong me, Master Shreve. Dispose of him at your own pleasure. Send the knave to Newgate.
The Newgate? Lord Sir Thomas More, I appeal from Newgate to any of the two worshipful counters.
Fellow, whose man are you that are thus lusty?
My name's Jack Faulkner. I serve next under God and my prince, Master Morris, secretary to my Lord of Winchester.
A fellow of your hair is very fit to be a secretary's follower.
I hope so, my lord. The fray was between the bishop's men of Ely and Winchester, and I could not, in honor, but part them. I thought it stood not with my reputation and degree to come to my questions and answers before a city justice. I knew I should to the pot.
Thou hadst been there, it seems too late already.
I know your honor is wise, and so forth, and I desire to be only catechized or examined by you, my noble Lord Chancellor.
Oh, Sarah, you are a busy, dangerous ruffian.
Ruffian?
How long have you worn this hair?
I have worn this hair ever since I was born.
You know that's not my question, but how long has this shag fleece hung dangling on thy head?
How long, my lord? Why, sometimes thus long, sometimes lower, as the fates and humors please.
So quick so with me, huh? I see, good fellow, thou lovest plain dealing. Sirrah, tell me now, when were you last at barber's? How long time have you upon your head worn this shag hair?
My lord Jack Faulkner tells no Aesop's fables. Troth, I was not at barber's this 3 years. I have not been cut, will not be cut upon a foolish vow, which, as the destiny shall direct, I am sworn to keep.
And when comes that vow out?
Why, when the humors are purged, not this 3 years.
Vows are recorded in the court of heaven, for they are holy acts. Young man, I charge thee and do advise thee, start not from that vow, and, for I will be sure thou shalt not strive, besides, because it is an odious sight to see a man thus airy, thou shalt lie in Newgate till thy vow and thy 3 years be full expired. Away with him.
My lord!
Cut off his fleece, and lie there but a month.
I'll not lose a hair to be Lord Chancellor of Europe.
To Newgate, then. Sirrah, great sins are bred in all that body where there's a foul head. Away with him. The exit everybody except Randall. Enter Surrey, Erasmus, and attendants.
Now, great Erasmus, you approach the presence of a most worthy, learned gentleman. This little isle holds not a truer friend unto the arts nor does his greatness add a faint flourish to his worthy parts. He's great in study, that's the Saturnist grace, that gains more reverence than the outward place.
For my lord hath crossed the narrow seas, and to the several parts of Christendom hath borne the fame of your Lord Chancellor. I long to see him, whom with loving thoughts I in my study oft have visited. Is that Sir Thomas More?
It is Erasmus. Now shall you view the honorablest scholar, the most religious politician, the worthiest counsel that tends our state, that study is the general watch of England, in it the prince's safety and the peace that shines upon our commonwealth are forged by loyal industry.
I doubt him not to be as near the life of excellence as you proclaim him, when his meanest servants are of some weight. You saw my lord his porter give entertainment to us at the gate in Latin good phrase. What's the master then, when such good parts shine in his meanest men?
His lordship hath some weighty business, for see, yet he takes no notice of us.
I think 'twere best I did my duty to him in a short Latin speech. Qui inceliberrima patria natus est, et glorioso plus habet negoti, ut in lucem veniat quamqui.
I prithee, good Erasmus, be covered. I have forsworn speaking of Latin, else, as I am true counsellor, I tickle you with a speech. Nay, sit, Erasmus, sit, good my lord of Surrey. I'll make my lady come to you anon if she will, and give you entertainment.
Is this Sir Thomas More?
Oh, good Erasmus, you must conceive his vein. He's ever furnished with these conceits.
Yes, faith, my lord poet does not lie for that matter. I am neither more nor less than merry Sir Thomas always. Wilt sup with me? By God, I love a parlous wise fellow that smells of a politician better than a long progress.
Enter Sir Thomas More.
We are deluded. This is not his lordship.
I pray you, Erasmus, how long will the Holland cheese in your country keep without maggots?
Fool, painted barbarism, retire thyself into thy first creation. Thus, you see, my loving learned friends, how far respect was often on the ceremonious train of base illiterate wealth, whilst men of school, shrouded in poverty, are counted fools. Pardon, thou reverend German, I have mixed so slight a jest to the fair entertainment of thy most worthy self. For no Erasmus, mirth wrinkles up my face, and I still crave, when that forsakes me, I may hug my grave.
Your honour's merry humour is best physic unto your able body, for we learn where melancholy chokes the passages of blood and breath, the erected spirit still lengthens our days with sportful exercise. Study should be the saddest time of life, the rest a sport exempt from thought of strife.
Erasmus preacheth gospel against physic, my noble poet.
Oh, my lord, you tax me. In that word, poet, of much idleness. It is the study that makes poor our fate. Poets were ever thought unfit for state.
Oh, give not up fair poesy, sweet lord, to such contempt. That I may speak my heart, it is the sweetest heraldry of art that sets a difference between the tough, sharp holly and tender bay tree.
Yet, my lord, it has become the very logic number to all mechanic sciences.
Why, I'll show the reason. This is no age for poets. They should sing to the loud canon heroica facta, qui faciunt reges heroica carmina laudant. And as great subjects of their pen decay, even so unphysicked, they do melt away. Come, will your lordship in, my dear Erasmus? I hear you, Master Morris, presently. My lord, I make you master of my house. We'll banquet here with fresh and staid delights. The muses' music here shall cheer our sprites. Cates must be but mean where scholars sit, for they're made all with courses of neat wit. And how now, Master Morris?
I am a suitor to your lordship in behalf of a servant of mine.
Oh, the fellow with long hair, good Master Morris. Come to me 3 years hence, and then I'll hear you.
I understand, your honor, but the foolish knave has submitted himself to the mercy of a barber, and is without ready to make a new vow before your lordship, hereafter to leave cavil.
Nay, then let's talk with him. Pray, call him in.
Bless your honor, a new man, my lord.
Why, sure this is not he.
And your lordship will, the barber shall give you a sample of my head. I am he, in faith, my lord, I am Ipsy.
Why, now thy face is like an honest man's. Thou hast played well at this new cut and won.
No, my lord, lost all that ever God sent me.
God sent thee into the world as thou art now, with short hair. How quickly are 3 years run out of Newgate.
I think so, my lord, for there was but a hair's length between my going thither and so long time.
Because I see some grace in thee, go free. Discharge him, fellows. Farewell, Master Morris, thy head is for thy shoulders now more fit. Thou hast less hair upon it, but more wit.
Did I not tell thee always of these locks?
And the locks were on again, and all the goldsmiths in Cheapside should not pick them open. Yet, if my hair stand not on end when I look for my face in a glass, I am a polecat. Here's a lousy jest, but if I notch not that rogue Tom the barber that makes me look thus like a brownist, hang me, I'll be worse to the nitical knave than to drawings. Here's a head with a pox.
What ails thou? Art thou mad now?
Mad now? Nails, if loss of hair cannot mad a man, what can? I am deposed. My crown is taken from me. More had been better scourged, more ditched than a notched me. Thus does he begin sheep shearing with Jack Faulkner?
Nay, and you feed this vein, sir. Fare you well.
Right, farewell, Frost. I'll go hang myself out for the pole head. Make a sarsen of Jack?
Thou desperate knave, for that I see the devil wholly gets hold of thee.
The devil's a damned rascal.
I charge thee, wait on me no more. No more call me thy master.
Why then, a word, Master
I'll
Morris.
hear no words, sir. Fare you well.
Sir, farewell,
Why dost thou follow me?
because I'm an ass. Do you set your shavers upon me and then cast me off? Must I condole? Have the fates played the fools? Am I their cut? Now the poor sconce is taken. Must Jack march with bag and baggage?
You coxcomb.
You poached me. You had given me a hair. It's here.
Away,
Here.
you kind ass. Come, sir, dry your eyes. Keep your old place and mend these fooleries.
I care not to be turned off, and 'twere a ladder, so be in my humor, or the fates beckon to me. Nay, pray, sir, if the destiny spin me a fine thread, Faulkner flies another pitch, and to avoid the headache hereafter, before I'll be hairmonger, I'll be a whoremonger.
And they exit. Act 3, Scene 3, Chelsea, an antechamber in Moore's house. Enter a messenger to Moore.
My honourable lord, the mayor of London, accompanied with his lady and her train, are coming hither and are hard at hand to feast with you. A a servants come before to tell your lordship of their near approach.
Why, this is cheerful news. Friends go and come. Reverend Erasmus, whose delicious words express the very soul and life of wit, newly took sad leave of me, and with tears troubled the silver channel of the Thames, which, glad of such a burden, proudly swelled, and on her bosom bore him toward the sea. He's gone to Rotterdam. Peace go with him. He left me heavy when he went from hence, but this week comforts me. The kind Lord Mayor, his brethren aldermen, and their fair wives will feast this night with us. Why, so it should be. More's merry heart lives by good company. Good gentlemen, be careful. Give great charge. Our diets may be dainty for the taste, for of all people that the earth affords, the Londoners fare richest at their boards. And he exits. Act 4, Scene 1. Chelsea, a room in Moore's house. Enter Sir Thomas Moore, Master Roper, and serving men setting stools. Come, my good fellows, stir, be diligent. Sloth is an idle fellow, leave him now. The time requires your expeditious service. Place me here stools to set the ladies on. Son Roper, have you given order for the banquet?
I have, my lord, and everything is ready.
Lady Moore enters. Oh, welcome, wife. Give you direction how women should be placed. You know it best. For my Lord Mayor, his brethren, and the rest, leave me alone. Men best can order men.
I warrant you, my lord, all shall be well. There's one without that stays to speak with ye, and bade me tell you that he is a player.
A player, wife? Oh, one of ye bid him come in. Nay, stir there, fellows. Fie, you are too slow. See that your lights be in a readiness. The banquet shall be here. God's me, madam. Leave my Lady Mayoress, both of us from the board, and my son Roper too. What may our guests think?
My lord, they are risen and sitting by the fire.
Oh, why, yet go you and keep them company. It is not meet we should be absent both. Welcome, good friend. What is you will with me?
My lord, my fellows and myself are come to tender ye our willing service, so please you to command us.
What, for play you mean? Whom do you serve?
My Lord Cardinal's grace.
My Lord Cardinal's players. Now, trust me, welcome. You happen hither in a lucky time to pleasure me and benefit yourselves. The Mayor of London and some aldermen, his lady and their wives, are my kind guests this night at supper. Now, to have a play before the banquet will be excellent. How think you, son Roper?
Will do well, my lord, and be right pleasing pastime to your guests.
I prithee tell me, what plays have ye?
Diverse, my lord. The cradle of security, his nail of the head, impatient poverty, the play of 4 P's, Dives and Lazarus, lusty Juventus, and the marriage of wit and wisdom.
The marriage of wit and wisdom? That, my lads, I'll have none but that. The theme is very good and may maintain a liberal argument. To marry wit to wisdom asks some cunning. Many have wit that may come short of wisdom. We'll see how master poet plays his part, and whether wit or wisdom grace his art. Go, make him drink, and all his fellows too. How many are you?
4 men and a boy, sir.
But one boy. Then I see there's but few women in the play.
3, my lord. Dame Science, Lady Vanity, and Wisdom she herself.
And one boy play them all? By Our Lady, he's laden. Well, my good fellow, get you straight together and make you ready what haste you may. Proud their supper against the play be done, else shall we stay our guests here over long. Make haste, I pray you.
We will, my lord.
Where are the waits? Go bid them play, to spend the time a while. How now, madam?
My lord, they are coming hither.
They're welcome. Wife, I'll tell thee one thing. Once sport is somewhat mended, we shall have a play tonight. The Marriage of Wit and Wisdom, and acted by my good Lord Cardinal's player. How like you that, wife?
My lord, I like it well. Oh, see, they are coming.
Once again, welcome, welcome, good my Lord Mayor and brethren all. For once I was your brother, and so I am still in heart. It is not state that can our love from London separate. Two upstart fools, by sudden fortune tried, regard their former mates with naught but pride. But they that cast an eye still whence they came know how they rose, and how to use the same.
My lord, you set a gloss on London's fame, and make it happy ever by your name. Needs must we say, when we remember more, 'twas he that drove rebellion from our door with grave discretion's mild and gentle breath. Oh, how our city is by you renowned, and with your virtues our endeavors crowned.
No more, my good Lord Mayor, but thanks to all, that on so short a summons you would come to visit him that holds your kindness dear. Madam, you are not merry with my lady Mayoress, and these fair ladies, pray seek them all. And here, my lord, let me appoint your place, the rest to seat themselves. And nay, I'm weary, you will not long in haste to visit me.
Well, good madam, sit. In sooth, you shall sit here.
Good madam, pardon me, it may not be.
In truth, I'll have it so. I'll sit here by ye. Oh, good ladies, sit. More stools here. Oh.
It is your favor, madam, makes me thus presume above my merit.
Oh, when we come to you, then shall you rule us as we rule you here. Now must I tell ye, madam, we have a play to welcome ye withal. How good soe'er that know not I, my lord will have it so.
Wife, hope the best. I am sure they'll do their best. They that would better comes not at the feast. My good Lord Chamberlain's players, I thank them for it. Let us a play to lengthen out your welcome. They say it is the marriage of wit and wisdom, a theme of some import, howe'er it prove. But if art fail, we'll inch it out with love. What, are they ready?
My lord, one of the players craves to speak with you.
What, me? Where is he?
Him, my lord.
How now, what's the matter?
We would desire your honor but to stay a little. One of my fellows is but run to Uggles for a long beard for young wit, and he'll be here presently.
A long beard for young wit? Why, man, he may be without a beard till he come to marriage, for wit goes not all by all the hair. When comes wit in?
In the second scene, next to the prologue, my lord.
Why, play on till that scene come, and by that time wit's beard will be grown, or else the fellow returned with it. And what part playest thou?
Inclination, the vice, my lord.
Oh, gramercy, now I may take vice if I list. And wherefore hast thou that bridle in thy hand?
I must be bridled anon, my lord.
And thou be'st not saddled to it makes no matter, for then wit's inclination may gallop so fast that he will outstrip wisdom and fall to folly.
Indeed, so he does to Lady Vanity, but we have no folly in our play.
Oh, then there's no wit in't, I'll be sworn. Folly waits on wit, as the shadow on the body, and where wit is ripest, there folly is still readiest. But begin, I pray thee. We'll rather allow a beardless wit than a wit all beard to have no brain.
Oh, nay, he has his apparel on too, my lord, and therefore he is readier to enter.
Then, good inclination, begin at a venter. My lord Mayor, wit lacks a beard, or else they would begin. I'd lend him mine, but that it is too thin. Oh, silence, they come.
Now, for as much as in these latter days, throughout the whole world and every land, vice doth increase, and virtue decays, iniquity having the upper hand. We therefore intend, good gentle audience, a pretty short interlude to play at this present, desiring your leave and quiet silence to show the same, as is meet and expedient. It is called the marriage of wit and wisdom, a matter right pithy and pleasing to hear, whereof in brief we will show the whole sum, but it must be gone, for wit doth appear.
He exits. Enter wit ruffling and inclination the vice.
In an arbor green, asleep whereas I lay, the bird sang sweetly in the midst of the day. I dreamed fast of mirth and play. In youth is pleasure, in youth is pleasure. Methought I walked still to and fro, and from her company I could not go. But when I waked, it was not so. In youth is pleasure, in youth is pleasure. Therefore my heart is surely plight of her alone to have a sight, which is my joy and heart's delight. In youth is pleasure, in youth is pleasure.
Mark you, my lord, this is wit without a beard. What will he be by the time he comes to the commodity of a beard?
Oh, sir, the ground is the better on which she doth go, for she will make better cheer with the little she can get, that many a one can with a great banquet of meat.
And is her name Wisdom?
I, sir, a wife most fit for you, my good master, my dainty sweet wit.
To be in her company my heart it is set. Therefore I prithee to let us be gone, for unto wisdom wit hath inclination.
Oh, sir, she will come herself even anon, for I had told her before where we would stand, and then she said she would beck us with her hand. Back with these boys and saucy great knaves. What, stand you here so big in your braves? My dagger about your coxcomb shall walk, if I may so much as hear ye chat or talk.
But will she take pains to come for us hither?
I warrant ye, therefore you must be familiar with her. When she cometh in place, you must her embrace somewhat handsomely, lest she think it danger because you are a stranger to come in your company.
I warrant thee inclination, I will be busy. Oh, how wit longs to be in wisdom's company.
Enter Lady Vanity, singing and beckoning with her hand.
Come hither, come hither, come hither, come. Such cheer as I have, thou shalt have some.
This is Lady Vanity, I'll hold my life. Beware, good wit, you take her not to wife.
What unknown honesty? A word in your ear. You shall not be gone as yet, I swear. Here's none but friends, you need not to fray. This young gentleman loves ye, therefore you must stay.
I trust in me she will think no danger, for I love well the company of fair women. And though to you I am a stranger, yet wit may pleasure you now and then.
Who, you? Nay, you are such a holy man that to touch on you dare not be bold. I think you would not kiss a young woman if one would give you 20 pounds in gold.
Yes, in good sadness, lady, that I would. I could find it in my heart to kiss you in your smock.
My back is broad enough to bear that mock, for it had been told me many a time that you would be seen in no such company as mine.
Not wit in the company of Lady Wisdom? Oh, Jove, for what do I hither come?
Sir, she did this nothing else but to prove whether a little thing would you move to be angry and fret. What, and if one said so, let such trifling matters go, and with a loud kiss come out of her debt, is Luggins come yet with a beard? No, Fancy, he is not come. Alas, what shall we do? Forsooth, we can go no further till our fellow Luggins comes, for he plays good counsel. Now he should enter to admonish wit that this is Lady Vanity and not Lady Wisdom.
Nay, and it be no more but so, you shall not tarry to stand for that. We'll not have our play marred for lack of a little good counsel. Till your fellow come, I'll give him the best counsel that I can. Pardon me, my Lord Mayor, I love to be merry. Oh, wit, thou art now on the bow hand, and blindly in thine own opinion dost stand. I tell thee, this naughty lewd inclination doth lead thee amiss in a very strange fashion. This is not wisdom, but lady vanity. Therefore list to good counsel, and be ruled by me.
In troth, my lord, it is as right to Luggenness part as can be. Speak wit.
Nay, we will not have our audience disappointed if I can help it.
Art thou good counsel, and will tell me so? Would thou have wit from Lady Wisdom to go? Thou art some deceiver, I tell thee verily, in saying that this is Lady Vanity.
Wit, judge not things by the outward show. The eye oft mistakes, right well you do know. Good counsel assures thee upon his honesty that this is not wisdom, but Lady Vanity.
Oh, my lord, he is come. Now we shall go forward.
Ah, thou come?
It's with the
Wit, fellow, I have hoped to save thine honesty a little. Now, if thou canst give wit any better counsel than I have done, spare not. There I leave him to thy mercy. But by this time I am sure our banquet's ready. My lord and ladies, we will taste that first, and then they shall begin the play again, which through the fellow's absence, and by me instead of helping, hath been hindered. Prepare against we come. Lights there, I say. Thus fools oft times do help to mar the play.
Aye, fellow Luggins, you serve us handsomely. Do you not, think you?
Why, Ogle was not within, and his wife would not let me have the beard. And by my troth, I ran so fast that I sweat again.
Do you hear, fellows? Would not my lord make a rarer player? Oh, he would uphold a company beyond all hope, better than Mason among the king's players. Did you mark how intemperically he fell to the matter and spake Luggins's part, almost as it is in the book, very book set down?
Please, do you know what you say, my lord, a player? My lord, a player, let us not meddle with any such matters. Yet I may be a little proud that my lord hath answered me in my part. But come, let us go and be ready to begin the play again.
Aye, that's the best, for now we lack nothing.
Enter a serving man. Where be these players?
Here, sir.
Here, sir.
Oh, my lord is sent for to the court, and all the guests do after supper part, for he will not trouble you again. By me, for your reward, he sends 8 angels with many thanks. But so, before you go, it is his will you should be fairly entreated. Follow, I pray ye.
This, Larkins, is your negligence. Wanting wit's beard brought things into dislike, for otherwise the play had been all seen, where now some curious citizen disgraced it, and discommending it, all is dismissed.
For God, he says true, but hear ye, sirs, 8 angels, ha! My lord would never give 8 angels more or less for 12 pence. Other it should be 31, 51, or 10. There's 20 shillings wanting, sure.
20 to 1, 'tis so. I have a trick. My lord, come, stand aside.
Enter Moore with attendants with purse and mace. In haste to council, what's the business now? That all so late his highness sends for me? What seekest thou, fellow?
Nay, nothing. Your lordship sent 8 angels by your man, and I have lost 2 of them in the wishes.
Wait, look to that. 8 angels, I did send them 10. Who gave it them?
I, my man, I had no more about me, but by and by they shall rescue the rest.
Well, which 'twas wisely done, thou playest wit well indeed. not to be thus deceived of thy right. I am a man by office, truly ordained, equally to decide true right his own, and I shall have deceivers, and shall I have deceivers in my house? Then what avails my bounty when such servants deceive the poor of what the master gives? Go on, and pull his coat over his ears. There are too many such. Give them their right. Wit, let thy fellows thank thee. 'Twas well done. Thou now deserves to match with Lady Wisdom. More exits with attendants.
God of mercy, wait, sir, you had a master, Sir Thomas More, but now we shall have more.
God bless him. I would there were more of his mind. He loves our quality, and yet he's a learned man and knows what the world is.
Well, a kind man and more loving than many other, but I think we have met with the first.
First served his man that had our angels, and he may chance dine with Duke Humphrey tomorrow, being turned away today. Come, let's go.
And many such rewards would make us all ride and horse us with the best nags in Smithfield.
Excellent.
Act 4, Scene 2. Whitehall, the council chamber. Enter the Earls of Shrewsbury, Surrey, the Bishop of Rochester, and other lords, severally doing courtesy to each other. Clerk of the council waiting bareheaded.
Good morrow to my lord of Shrewsbury.
Like unto the honoured Earl of Surrey. Yon comes my lord of Rochester.
Good morrow, my good lord. Clerk of the council, what time is it of day?
Past 8 o'clock, my lord.
I wonder that my good Lord Chancellor doth stay so long, considering there's matters of high importance to be scanned upon.
Clerk of the council, certify his lordship. The lords expect him here. It shall not need, yon comes his lordship.
Enters Sir Thomas More, with purse and mace bore before him. A good morrow to this fair assembly. Come, my good lords, let's sit. Oh, serious square. Upon this little board is daily scanned the health and preservation of the land. We, the physicians that effect this good, now by choice diet, anon by letting blood, our toil and careful watching brings the king in league with slumbers, to which peace doth sing. Avoid the room there. What business, lords, today?
Listen, my good lord, about the entertainment of the emperor against the perfidious French into our pay.
My lords, as 'tis the custom in this place, the youngest should speak first. So if I chance in this case to speak youngly, pardon me. I will agree France now hath her full strength, as having new recovered the pale blood which war sluiced forth, and I consent to this, that the conjecture of our English forces with arms of Germany may soon bring this prize of conquest in. But then, my lords, as in the moral hunting twixt the lion and other beasts, force, joined with greed, frighten the weaker sharers from their part. So if the empire's sovereign chance to put his plea of partnership into war's court, swords should decide the difference, and our blood and private tears lament his entertainment.
To doubt the worst is still the wise man's shield that arms him safely. But the world knows this. The emperor is a man of royal faith. His love unto our sovereign brings him down from his imperial seat to march in pay under the English flag and wear the cross like some high order on his manly breast. Thus serving, he's not man's master of himself, but like a colonel commanding other, is by the general overawed himself.
Yes, my good lord.
Let me conclude my speech. As subjects share no portion in the conquest of their true sovereign, other than the merit that from the sovereign guerdons the true subject. So the good emperor, in a friendly league of amity with England, will not soil his honor with the theft of English spoil.
There is no question but this entertainment will be most honorable, most commodious. I have oft heard good captains wish to have rich soldiers to attend them, such as would fight for both their lives and livings. Such a one is the good emperor. I would to God we had 10,000 of such able men. Then there would appear no court, no city, but where the wars were, they would pay themselves. Then, to prevent the French wars, England's loss, let German flags wave with our English cross. Enter Sir Thomas Palmer.
My lords, His Majesty hath sent by me these articles enclosed, first to be viewed and then to be subscribed to. I tender them in that due reverence which befits this place.
Subscribe these articles. Stay. Let us pause. Our conscience first shall parley with our laws. My Lord of Rochester, view you the paper.
Subscribe to these now, good Sir Thomas Palmer. Beseech the king that he will pardon me. My heart will check my hand whilst I do write. Subscribing so, I were a hypocrite.
Do you refuse it then, my lord?
I do, Sir Thomas.
Then here I summon you forthwith to appear before His Majesty to answer there this capital contempt.
I rise in part in lieu of this to tender him my heart.
Will't please your honor to subscribe, my lord?
Sir, tell His Highness I entreat some time for to bethink me of this task. In the meantime, I do resign mine office into my sovereign's hands.
Then, my lord, hear the prepared order from the king. On your refusal, you shall straight depart unto your house at Chelsea, till you know our sovereign's further pleasure.
Most willingly I go. My lords, if you will visit me at Chelsea, we'll go a-fishing. With a cunning net, not like weak film, we'll catch none but the great. Farewell, my noble lords. Aye, this is right. Good morrow to the sun. To state, good night.
Will you subscribe, my lords?
Instantly, good Sir Thomas, will bring the writing unto our sovereign.
My lord of Rochester, you must with me to answer this contempt.
This is the worst, who's freed from life is from all care exempt.
Exit Rochester and Palmer.
Now let us hasten to our sovereign. 'Tis strange that my Lord Chancellor should refuse the duty that the law of God bequeaths unto the king. Come, let us in. No doubt his mind will alter, and the bishop's too. Error in learned men's heads hath much to do.
And they exit. Act 4, Scene 3. In Chelsea, enter Lady Moore, her 2 daughters, and Master Roper walking.
Madam, what ails ye for to look so sad?
Troth, son, I know not what. I am not sick, and yet I am not well. I would be merry, but somewhat lies so heavy on heart, I cannot choose but sigh. You are a scholar, I pray you, tell me, may one credit dreams?
Why ask you that, dear madam?
'Cause tonight I had the strangest dream, that ere my sleep was troubled with. Methought 'twas night, and that the king and queen went on the Thames in barges to hear music. My lord and I were in a little boat. Methought, Lord, Lord, what strange things live in slumbers. And being near, we grappled to the barge that bare the king. But after many pleasing voices spent in that still moving music house, me though the violence of the stream did sever us quite from the golden fleet, and hurried us unto the bridge, which with unused horror we entered at full tide. Then some slight shoot being carried by the waves, our boat stood still just opposite the tower, and there it turned and turned about, as when a whirlpool sucks the circled waters. Methought that we both cried to that we sunk, where arm in arm we died.
Give no respect, dear madam, to fond dreams. They are but slight illusions of the blood.
Tell me not all are so, for often dreams are true diviners, either of good or ill. I cannot be in quiet till I hear how my lord fares.
No, it. Come hither, wife. I will not fright thy mother to interpret the nature of a dream. But let me, sweet, it might I have been troubled with thy father beyond all thought.
Truly, and so have I. Methought I saw him here in Chelsea Church, standing upon the rood loft, now defaced. And whilst he kneeled and prayed before the image, it fell with him into the upper choir, and my poor father lay all stained in blood.
Our dreams shall meet in one conclusion. Fatal, I fear.
What's that you talk? I pray you, let me know it.
Nothing, good mother.
This is your fashion still. I must know nothing. Call Master Catesby. He shall straight to court, and see how my lord does. I shall not rest until my heart leave panting on my breast. Enter Sir Thomas More, merrily tended by servants. See where my father comes, joyful and merry. As seamen having passed a troubled storm dance on the pleasant shore, so I, oh, I could speak, now like a poet, now afore God I am passing light. Wife, give me kind welcome. Thou wast wont to blame my kissing when my beard was in the stubble, but I have been trimmed of late. I have had a smooth court shaving. Good faith I have. God bless ye. Son Roper, give me your hand.
Your honour's welcome home.
Oh, no. And how dost, wife?
He bears himself most strangely.
Will your lordship in? Lordship? No, wife, that's gone. The ground was slight that we did lean upon. Lord, that your honour ne'er will leave these jests, in faith it ill becomes thee. Oh, good wife, honour and jests are both together fled. The merriest counsellor of England's dead. Who's that, my lord? Still awed. The Lord Chancellor's wife. That's you. Certain, but I have changed my life. Am I not leaner than I was before? The fat is gone. My title's only more. Contented with some style, I'll live at rest. They that have many names are not still best. I have resigned mine office. Counts me not wise? Oh, God. Come, breed not female children in your eyes. The king will have it so. What's the offence? Let that pass. We'll talk of this anon. The king seems a physician to my fate. His princely mind would train me back to state.
Then be as patient, my most honoured father.
Oh, son Roper, ubi turpus et medicinae sanare piet. No, wife, be merry, and be merry all. You smiled at rising, weep not at my fall. Let's in and hear joy like to private friends, since gay days of pleasure have repentant ends. The light of greatness is with triumph born. It sets at midday, oft with public scorn. Act 4, Scene 4, the Tower. Enter the Bishop of Rochester, Surrey, Shrewsbury, Lieutenant of the Tower and warders with weapons.
Your kind perspective, honourable lords, I can but thank ye for. But in this breast there lives a soul that aims at higher things than temporary, pleasing, earthly kings. God bless his highness even with all my heart. We shall meet one day, though that now we part.
We're not misdoubt. Your wisdom can discern what best befits it. Yet in love and zeal we could entreat it. It might be otherwise.
No doubt your fatherhood will by yourself consider better of the present case, and grow as great in favour as before. For that as pleaseth God. In my restraint from worldly causes I shall better see into myself than at proud liberty. The Tower and I will privately confer of things wherein at freedom I may err. But I am troublesome unto your honours. and hold ye longer than becomes my duty. Master Lieutenant, I am now your charge, and though you keep my body, yet my love waits on my king and you while Fisher lives.
Farewell, my lord of Rochester. We'll pray for your release and labor at it as we may.
Thereof assure yourself, so do we leave ye, and to your happy private thoughts bequeath thee.
And the Lord's exit.
Now, Master Lieutenant, on. A God's name, go, and with as glad a mind go I with you, as ever truant bade the school adieu.
And he exits. Act 4, Scene 5. Chelsea, a room in Moore's house. Enter Sir Thomas Moore, his lady, daughters, Master Roper, gentlemen and servants, as in his house at Chelsea. Good morrow, good son Roper. Sit, good madam, upon an humble seat the time so craves. Rest your good heart on earth, the roof of graves. You see the floor of greatness is uneven, the cricket and high throne alike near heaven. Now, daughters, you that like to branches spread and give best shadow to a private house, be comforted, my girls. Your hopes stand fair. Virtue breeds gentry. She makes the best heir.
Good morrow to your honor.
Nay, good night, rather. Your honour's crest fain with your happy father.
Oh, what formality doth square attend and lives in a little room? Here public care gags not the eyes of slumber. Here fierce riot ruffles not proudly in a coat of dress, whilst like a pawn at chess he keeps in rank with kings and mighty fellows. Yet indeed those men that stand on tiptoe smile to see him pawn his fortune.
True, son. Nor does the wanton tongue here screw itself into the ear that like a vice drinks up the iron instrument.
We are here at peace.
Then peace, good wife.
We're keeping still in compass, a strange point in time's new navigation we have sailed beyond our course.
Have done.
We are exiled the court.
Still thou harpest on that. 'Tis sin for to deserve that banishment, for he that ne'er knew court's sweet content.
Oh, but dear sweet,
I will not hear thee, wife. The winding labyrinth of thy strange discourse will ne'er have end. Sit still, and, my good wife, entreat thy tongue be still, or credit me, thou shalt not understand a word we speak. We'll talk in Latin. Humida valis raros patertur fuminis ictus. More rest enjoys the subject meanly bred than he that bears the kingdom in his head. Great men are still musicians, else the world lies. They learn low strains after the notes that rise.
Oh, good sir, be still yourself, and but remember how in this general court of short-lived pleasure, the world creation is the ample food that is digested in the maw of time. If man himself be subject to such ruin, how shall his garment then, or the loose points that tie respect unto his awful place, avoid destruction? Most honored father-in-law, the blood you have bequeathed these several hearts to nourish your posterity stands firm, and as with joy you let us first arise, so with like hearts will lock preferment's eyes.
Close them not then with tears, for that ostentation gives a wet signal of your discontent. If you will share my fortunes, comfort then, and 100 smiles for one sigh. What, we are men. Resign wet passion to these weaker eyes, which proves their sex, but grants it ne'er more wise. Let's now survey our state. Here sits my wife, and dear esteemed issue. Yonder stand my loving servants. Now the difference twixt those and these, now you shall hear my speak, much like more in melancholy. I conceive that nature has sundry metals, out of which she frames us mortals, each in valuation outprizing other. Of the finest stuff, the finest features come, the rest of earth receive base fortunes even before their birth. Hence, slaves have their creation, and I think nature provides content for the base mind under the whip and burden and the toil. Their low-wrought bodies drudge in patience. As for the prince, in all his sweet gorge more, and his rank flesh that sinfully renews the noon's excess in the night's dangerous surfeits, what means or misery from our birth doth flow? Nature entitles to us that we owe, but we, being subject to the rack of hate, falling from happy life to bondage state, having seen better days, now know the lack of glory that once reared each high-fed back. But you, that in your age did ne'er view better, challenge not fortune for your thriftless debtor.
Sir, we have seen far better days than these.
I was the patron of those days, and know those were but painted days, only for show. Then grieve you not to fall with him that gave them. Generose servis gloriosum mori. Dear Guff, thou art my learned secretary. You, Master Catesby, steward of my house. The rest, like you, have had fair time to grow in sunshine of my fortunes. But I must tell you, corruption is fled hence with each man's office. Bribes that make open traffic twixt the soul and netherland of hell deliver up their guilty homage to the second lords. Then, living thus untainted, you are well. Truth is no pilot for the land of hell.
My lord, there are newly lighted at the gate, the Earls of Surrey and Shrewsbury, and they accept you in the inner court.
Entreat their lordships come into the hall.
Oh God, what news with them?
Why, how now, wife? They are but come to visit their old friend.
Oh God, I fear.
What shouldst thou fear, fond woman? Justum si fractus illabatur orbis impavidem farient ruinae. Here let me live estranged from great men's looks. They are like golden flies on leaden hooks. Enter the earls, downs with his mace and attendants.
Good morrow, good Sir Thomas.
Good day, good madam.
Welcome, my good lords. What ails your lordships look so melancholy? Oh, I know. You live in court, and the court diet is only friend to physic.
Oh, Sir Thomas, our words are now the king's, and our sad looks the interest of your love. We are sent to you from our mild sovereign once more to demand if you'll subscribe unto these articles he sent ye the other day. Be well advised, for on mine honor, Lord, grave Dr. Bishop, Bishop of Rochester, at the same instant attached with you, is sent unto the Tower for the like obstinacy. His Majesty hath only sent you prisoner to your house, but if you now refuse for to subscribe, a stricter course will follow. Oh, dear husband, dear father.
See, my lords, the partner and these subjects to my flesh prove rebels to my conscience. But, my good lords, if I refuse, must I to the Tower?
You must, my lord. Here is an officer ready for to arrest you of high treason.
Oh God. Be patient.
Aye, Downs, is't thou? I once did save thy life, when else by cruel riotous assault thou hadst been torn in pieces. Thou art reserved to be my summoner to yon spiritual court. Give me thy hand, good fellow. Smooth thy face. The diet that thou drink'st is spiced with mace, and I could ne'er abide it. 'Twill not digest, 'twill lie too heavily, man, on my weak breast.
Be brief, my lord, for we are limited unto an hour.
Unto an hour. 'Tis well. The bell shall soon toll my knell.
Dear loving husband, if you respect not me, ye think upon your daughters.
Wife, stand up. I have bethought me, and now I'll satisfy the king's good pleasure.
Oh, happy alteration!
Come then, subscribe, my lord.
I am right glad of this your fair conversion.
Oh, pardon me. I will subscribe to go unto the tower with all submissive willingness, and there to add my bones to strengthen the foundation of Julius Caesar's palace. Now, my lord, I'll satisfy the king even with my blood. Now will I wrong your patience. Friend, do thine office.
Sir Thomas More, Lord Chancellor of England, I arrest you in the king's name of high treason.
Ramus, his friend, to great prison to discharge the strife commenced twixt conscience and my frailer life. More must now march. Chelsea, adieu, adieu. Strange farewell, thou shalt never more see more true, for I shall ne'er see thee more. Servants, farewell. Wife, mark not thy indifferent face. Be wise. Moore's widow's husband, he must make thee rise. Daughters, what's here? What's here? Mine eye had almost parted with a tear. Dear son, possess my virtue that I ne'er gave. Grave Moore thus lightly walks to a quick grave.
Corae leves loquuntur, ingentes stupent.
You that way in, mind you my course in prayer. By water I to prison, to heaven through air. And he exits. Act 5, Scene 1, the Tower Gate. Enter the warders of the tower with halberds.
Ho, make a guard there!
Once the lieutenant gives a strike command, the people be avoided from the bridge.
From whence is he committed? Who can tell?
From Durham House, I hear.
The guard were waiting there an hour ago.
If he stay long, he'll not get near the wharf. There's such a crowd of boats upon the Thames.
Well, be it spoken without offence to any, a wiser or more virtuous gentleman was never bred in England.
I think the poor will bury him in tears. I never heard a man since I was born so generally bewailed of every one.
Enter a poor woman.
What means this woman? Whither doest thou press?
This woman will be tread to death anon.
What makest thou here?
To speak with that good man, Sir Thomas More.
To speak with him? He's not Lord Chancellor.
The more's a pity, sir, if it please God.
Therefore, if thou hast a petition to deliver, thou mayest keep it now for anything I know.
I am a poor woman, and have had, God knows, a suit this 2 year in the chancery, and he hath all the evidence I have, which should I lose, I am utterly undone.
Faith, and I fear thou'lt hardly come. I am now, I am sorry for thee, even with all my heart.
Enter the lords with Sir Thomas More, and attendants, and enter lieutenant and gentleman porter.
Woman, stand back. You must avoid this place. The lords must pass this way into the tower.
I thank your lordships for your pains thus far to my strong house.
Nay, good Sir Thomas More, for Christ's dear sake, deliver me my writings back again that do concern my title.
What? My old client? Art thou got hither too? Ah, poor silly wretch, I must confess indeed I had such writings as concern thee near, but the king has ta'en the matter into his own hand. He has all I had. Then, woman, sue to him, I cannot help thee. Thou must bear with me.
Ah, gentle heart, my soul for thee is sad. Farewell, the best friend that the poor ever had.
Before you enter,
Before you enter through the tower gate, your upper garment, sir, belongs to me.
Sir, you shall have it. There it is.
The utmost on your back, sir, you mistake me.
Oh, sir, now I understand you very well. But did you name my back? Sure, else my cap had been the utmost.
Farewell, kind lord. God send us merry meeting.
Amen, my lord.
Farewell, dear friend. I hope you're safe return.
My lord and my dear fellow in the muses, farewell, farewell, most noble poet.
Adieu, most honored
Most
lord.
honored lords.
Fair prison, welcome yet, methinks, for thy fair building 'tis too foul a name. Many a guilty soul and many an innocent have breathed their farewell to thy hollow rooms. I oft have entered into thee this way. I thank God ne'er with a clear conscience than at this hour. This is my comfort yet. How hard soul my lodging prove, the cry of the poor suitor, fatherless orphan, or distressed widow, shall not disturb me in my quiet sleep. Oh, then, God's name to our close abode. God is as strong here as he is abroad. And he exits. Act 5, Scene 2, Moore's house. Enter butler, porter, and housekeeper from several directions.
Robin Brewer, how now, man? What cheer, what cheer?
Faith, Ned Butler, sick of thy disease. And these our other fellows here, Rafe, housekeeper, and Giles Porter, sad, sad. They say my lord goes to his trial today. To it, man. Why, he is now at it. God send him will to speed.
Amen. Even as I wish to mine own soul, so speed it with my honorable lord and master, Sir Thomas More.
I cannot tell. I have nothing to do with matters above my capacity. But as God judge me, if I might speak my mind, I think there lives not a more harmless gentleman in the universal world.
Not a wiser, nor a merrier, nor an honester. Go to, I'll put that in upon mine own knowledge.
Nay, and ye bade him his due of his housekeeping. Hang ye all! Ye have many Lord Chancellors comes in debt at year's end for very housekeeping.
Well, he was too good a lord for us, and therefore I fear God himself will take him. But I'll be hanged if ever I have such another service.
Soft, man, we are not discharged yet. My lord may come home again, and all will be well.
I much mistrust it. When they go to raining once, there's ever foul weather for a great while after. But soft, here comes Master Gall and Master Catesby. Now we shall hear more.
Enter Guff and Catesby with a paper. Before God, they are very sad. I doubt my lord is condemned.
God bless his soul, and a fig then for all worldly condemnation.
Well said, Giles Porter. I commend thee for it. 'Twas spoken like a well-affected servant of him that was a kind lord to us all.
Now no more he shall be. For, dear fellows, now we are masterless, though he may live so long as please the king. But law hath made him a dead man to the world, and given the axe his head, but his sweet soul to live among the saints.
Anybody there, Mark or Stephen, want to take Guff?
Garth. Okay. Sorry, we're at.
107.
Sorry.
107.
107. Yeah. Okay. Let us entreat ye go to court together. The rest of you sad fellows, by the rule, ye just 7 score, and tell them what we hear. A virtuous, honourable lord hath done, even for the meanest follower that he had. This writing found my lady in his study, this instant morning, wherein is set down each servant's name according to his place and office in the house. On every man he frankly hath bestowed 20 nobles, the best and worst together, all alike, which Master Gatsby herefore we will pay ye.
Who's doing Catesby?
Take it as it is meant, a kind remembrance of a fair kinder lord, with whose sad fall he gives up house and farewell to us all. Thus the fair spreading oak falls not alone, but all the neighbor plants and under trees are crushed down with his weight. No more of this. Come and receive your due, and after go fellow-like hence, co-partners of one woe.
And the exit. Act 5, Scene 3. Back in the tower, enter Sir Thomas More, the lieutenant, and a servant attending, as in his chamber in the tower. Master Lieutenant, is the warrant come? If it be so, in God's name, let us know it.
My lord, it is.
'Tis welcome, sir, to me with all my heart. His blessed will be done.
Your wisdom, sir, hath been so well approved, and your fair patience in imprisonment hath ever sown such constancy of mind and Christian resolution in all troubles as warrant us you are not unprepared.
No, Master Lieutenant, I thank my God I have peace of conscience, though the world and I are at a little odds. But we'll be even now, I hope, ere long. When is the execution of your warrant?
Tomorrow morning.
So, sir, I thank you. I have not lived so ill I fear to die. Master Lieutenant, I have had a sore fit of the stone tonight, but the king hath sent me such a rare receipt. I thank him, as I shall not need to fear it much.
In life and death still merry, Sir Thomas More.
Sir, our fellow, reach me the urinal. Let me see, there's gravel in the water, and yet I see no grave danger in that. The man were likely to live long enough, so please the king. Here, fellow, take it.
Shall I go to the doctor, sir?
No, save thy labour. We'll costen him of a fee. Thou shalt see me take a dram tomorrow morning, shall cure the stone, I warrant. Doubt it not. Master Lieutenant, what news of my Lord of Rochester?
Yesterday morning was he put to death.
Peace of soul sleep with him. He was a learned and a reverend prelate, and a rich man, believe me.
If he were rich, what is, Sir Thomas More, that all this while hath been Lord Chancellor?
Say ye so, Master Lieutenant? What do you think a man that with my time had held my place might purchase?
Oh, perhaps, my lord, £2,000 a year.
Oh, Master Lieutenant, I protest to you I never had the means in all my life to purchase one poor £100 a year. I think I am the poorest chancellor that ever was in England, though I could wish for credit of the place that my estate were better.
It's very strange.
It will be found as true, I think, sir, that with most part of my coin I have purchased as strange commodities as ever you had tell of in your life.
Commodities, my lord? Might I, without offence, inquire of them?
Crutches, Master Lieutenant, and bare cloaks for halting soldiers and poor needy scholars have had my gettings in the chancery. To think but what a cheat the crown shall have by my attainder. I prithee, thou beast a gentleman, get but a copy of my inventory. That part of poet that was given me made me very unthrift, for this is the diocese attends us all. Poets were never thrifty, never shall.
Lady Moore, mourning daughters, Master Wilbur. Oh, noble Moore, my lord, your wife, your son-in-law and daughters.
Son Roper, welcome, welcome, wife and girls. Oh, Why do you weep? Because I live at ease. Did you not see when I was Chancellor I was so clogged with suitors every hour I could not sleep, nor dine, nor sup in quiet? Here's none of this. Here I can sit and talk with my honest keeper half a day together, laugh and be merry. Why then should you weep?
These tears, my lord, for your long restraint, hope had dried up with comfort that we yet, although imprisoned, might have had your life.
To live in prison, oh, what a life were that! The king, I thank him, loves me more than so. Tomorrow I shall be at liberty to go even whither I can, after I have dispatched my business.
Husband, yet submit yourself. Have care of your poor wife and children.
Wife, so I have, and I do leave you all to his protection, at the power to keep you safer than I can, the father of the widow and the orphans.
The world, my lord, hath ever held you wise, and shall be no distaste unto your wisdom to yield to the opinion of the state.
I have deceived myself, I must acknowledge. But as you say, son Roper, to confess the same, it will be no disparagement at all.
His Highness shall be certified thereof immediately.
Nay, hear me, wife. First let me tell you how I thought to have had a barber for my beard. Now I remember that were labour lost. The headsman now shall cut off head and all.
Father, his majesty, upon your meek submission, will yet, they say, receive you to his grace and his great credit as you were before.
Has appointed me to do a little business. If that were past, my girl, thou shouldst then see what I would say to him about that matter. But I shall be so busy until then, I shall not tend it.
Dear lord, my husband.
Be comforted, good wife, to live and love my children, for with thee I leave all my care of them. Son Roper, for my sake that have loved thee well, and for her virtue's sake, cherish my child. Girl, be not proud, but of thy husband's love. Ever retain thy virtuous modesty. That modesty is such a comely garment, as it is never out of fashion. Sits as fair upon the meaner woman as the empress. No stuff that gold can buy is half so rich, nor ornament that so becomes a woman. Live all in love together, and thereby you give your father a rich obsequy.
Your blessing, dear father.
I must be gone. God bless you. To talk with God, who now doth call.
Ay, my dear husband.
Sweet wife, good night, good night. God send us all his everlasting light.
I think before this hour, more heavy hearts ne'er parted in the tower.
Exeunt. Act 5, Scene 4, Tower Hill. Enter the sheriffs of London and their officers at one door, the warders with their halberds at another.
Officers, what time of day is it?
Almost 8 o'clock.
We must make haste then, lest we stay too long.
Good morrow, Master Shreves of London, Master Lieutenant. Will ye repair to the limits of the tower there to receive your prisoner? Go back and tell his worship we are ready.
Go bid the officers make clear the way. There may be passage for the prisoner.
Enter Lieutenant and his guard with more.
Yet, God be thanked, here's a fair day toward to make our journey in. Master Lieutenant, it were fair walking on the tower leads.
And so it might have liked, my sovereign lord. I would to God you might have walked there still.
Ah, sir, we are walking to a better place. Oh, sir, your kind and loving tears are like sweet odors to embalm your friend. Thank your good lady. Since I was your guest, she has made me a very wanton in good sooth.
Oh, I had hoped we should not yet have parted.
But I must leave ye for a little while. Within an hour or two you may look for me, but there will be so many come to see me that I shall be so proud I will not speak. And sure, my memory is grown so ill I feel I shall forget my head behind me.
God and his blessed angels be about ye. Here, Master Shreves, receive your prisoner.
Good morrow, Master Shreves of London. To you both I thank that you will vouchsafe to meet me. I see by this that you have not quite forgot that I was in times past as you are now, a sheriff of London.
Sir, then you know our duty doth require it.
I know it well, sir, else I would have been glad you might have saved the labour at this time. Ah, Master Sheriff, you and I have been of old acquaintance. You were a patient auditor of mine when I read the divinity lecture at St. Lawrence's.
Sir Thomas More, I have heard you oft, as many other did, to our great comfort.
Pray God, for you may so now with all my heart. And as I call to mind, when I studied the law at Lincoln's Inn, I was of counsel with you in that cause.
I was about to say so, good Sir Thomas.
Oh, is this the place? I promise ye it is a goodly scaffold. In sooth, I am come about a headless errand. For I have not much to say now I am here. Well, let's ascend, in God's name. In troth, methinks your stair is somewhat weak. I prithee, honest friend, lend me thy hand to help me up. As for my coming down, let me alone. I'll look to that myself. My lords of Surrey and Shrewsbury, give me your hands. Yet, before we, you see, though it pleases the king to raise me thus high, I am not proud. For the higher I mount, the better I can see my friends about me. I am now on a far voyage, and this strange wooden horse must bear me hither. Yet I perceive by your looks you like my bargain so ill that there's not one of ye all dare enter with me. Truly, here's a most sweet gallery. I like the air of it better than my garden at Chelsea. By your patience, good people that have pressed thus into my bedchamber, if you'll not trouble me, I'll take a sound sleep here.
My lord, 'twere good you'd publish to the world your great offence unto his majesty.
My lord, I'll bequeath this legacy to the hangman, and do it instantly. I confess his majesty hath been ever good to me, and my office to his highness makes me a state pleader, a stage player, although I am old and have a bad voice, to act this last scene of my tragedy. I'll send him for my trespass a reverend head, somewhat bald, for it is not requisite any head should stand covered to so high majesty. Now, if that content him not, because I think my body will then do me small pleasure, let him bury it and take it.
My lord, hold conference with your soul. You see, my lord, the time of life is short.
I see it, my good lord. I dispatched that business the last night. I come hither only to be let blood. My doctor here tells me it is good for the headache.
I beseech thee, my lord, forgive me.
Forgive thee, honest fellow? Why?
For your death, my lord.
Oh, my death! I had rather it were in thy power to forgive me, for thou hast the sharpest action against me. The law, my honest friend, lies in thy hands now. Here's thy fee, my purse. And my good fellow, let my suit be dispatched presently, for 'tis all one pain, to lie a lingering death and to live in the continual mill of a lawsuit. But I can tell thee my neck is so short that if thou shouldst behead 100 noblemen like myself, thou wouldst ne'er get credited by it. Therefore look ye.
Frozen. Sir Thomas, you have frozen. Sir Thomas?
You're frozen. There's a hangman there. Somebody read the hangman.
I'm the hangman, but I'd rather have
Right.
Thomas come back.
What?
You're
I,
Angus, you're frozen.
I could take it, but yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
you want to take Sir Thomas More?
If need be.
Give Paul that honor. Okay.
Where is it? Oh, my death?
One, no, oh my death. Yeah, it's oh my death. Yeah,
End of page 118.
at the bottom.
Oh, my death?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, my death.
Angus is back.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
When my power forgive
Wait,
me,
wait,
thou
wait,
hast
wait,
not
wait.
risked action against me.
He's not dead yet.
Angus is back.
For the last 2 lines.
The first 2 lines of the.
Good. Bottom of page 118.
Okay. Let me get there.
But I can
My
feel
death, I'd rather with thine power to forgive me, for thou hast the sharpest action against me, the law. My honest friend lies in thy hands now. Here's thy fee, my purse. And my good fellow, let my suit be dispatched presently, for 'tis all one pain to die a lingering death and to live in the continual mill of a lawsuit. But I can tell thee, my neck is so short that if thou shouldst behead 100 noblemen like myself, thou wouldst ne'er get credit by it. Therefore, look ye, sir, do it handsomely, or of my word thou shalt never deal with me hereafter.
I'll take an order for that, my lord.
One thing more, take heed thou cuts not off my beard. Oh, I forgot execution passed upon that last night, and the body of it lies buried in the tower. Stay, it's not possible to make escape from all this strong guard? It is. There is a thing within me that will raise and elevate my better part above sight of these same weaker eyes. And Master Shreves, for all this troop of steel that tends my death, I shall break from you and fly up to heaven. Let's seek the means for this.
My lord, I pray ye put off your doublet.
Oh, speak not so coldly to me. I am hoarse already. I would loathe, good fellow, to take more. Point me the block. I ne'er was here before.
To the east side, my lord.
Then to the east. We go to sigh that, or to sleep in rest. Here more forsakes all mirth, good reason why. The fool of flesh must with her frail life die. No eyes salute my trunk with a sad tear. Our birth to heaven should be thus, void of fear. A very learned worthy gentleman seals error with his blood. Come, will to court, that sadly hands to perfect unknown fates, while he tends pro grace to the state of states. All done.
Petey, well done. Well done. Good job, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I wasn't where I thought I'd be when we starting, so I wasn't able to get in, except I did get in for the lieutenant at least. So
That's good. Yes.
yes, but thank you, Angus. It was great. I was actually listening to it. We got it on